Everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be something a little bit different. I wanted to do a little chit chat discussing in my sweats. Really, I'm wearing totally PJs at the bottom. I'm not wearing makeup. My hair is still drying from the shower and I have some tea, so be comfortable. I wanted to talk about the Goodreads Choice Award, kind of letting you know my opinion, kind of also wanted to talk about who you're voting for, who I'm voting for, etc, etc. So let's get into it. By the way, the lighting might not be perfect because I'm using only natural lighting, because if you missed my live video, things did not go as planned because my ring light decided to be extra dramatic and throw itself on the floor and it died, and I had to order another one and it's coming any day now, but like literally the last thing I wanted to do was to buy another one. Like, why would you do this to me? So on a positive note, let's talk about Goodreads. I love Goodreads, but I think we all have some complaints about it. To be completely honest, I kind of wish they'd made some changes, including the fact that I'm sure we all wished we could have half stars, please. But you know, let's focus on the Choice Award that happens every year. Basically the best book, people vote, and I'm gonna admit it, I definitely feel like it is a popularity contest, right? It's quite obvious that people vote for books that sometimes they haven't even read. We saw that last year. Sometimes books are not even in the right category because the author, I guess. And I kind of wanted to talk about the fact that, like, should there be rules? Because probably would be impossible to actually apply, but I think it's a bit frustrating that people keep voting for books that they haven't read just because they like the author or know the author, or that, you know, out of like the 20 books for each category, they might have read one and they vote for it. So like, should there be rules? Personally, I don't think so because again, you couldn't really apply it, but in an ideal world, I feel you should kind of have read a couple, right? That's kind of why I started doing my own reading challenge, and I will be doing actually my own award show for last year beginning of December, so it's coming. I've been reading a bunch of books for each category so I can vote myself and like do it properly. But I still wanted to talk about the ones that are currently being nominated and letting you know each categories, which one I have read, what I thought about them quickly, and kind of letting you know the one I am voting for if I am voting for something. So first category is best fiction, and let me look at this because they are 20. I did not look beforehand, so it will be like total first impression. Fiction is not my main genre, but I tend to read a couple every year. I did read a couple for, you know, last year, this year. So for this 2019, I've only read 1 out of 20. I have read The Testaments by Margaret Atwood, but in my defense, there are the most fun we ever had, Ask Again, Yes, and Normal People that are coming up. Like, I should be able to get them from my library like any day now, so it shouldn't be too hard for me next year to read those 3 and, you know, be able to actually have an opinion. It will depend obviously on which ones are the highest, but I think these ones should be pretty high. I feel like I've seen them everywhere, which is why I wanted to read them. So in that category, technically I could only vote for the one I have read, which is The Testaments, and honestly I don't think I will vote for it. I will just not vote for anything because again, I haven't read anything else. I liked it okay, I like the concept because it's a little too close to reality, which makes it quite scary, but I can't say I really enjoyed reading it. So first category, nothing so far, but next year again I will have read more and I can do another one. But yeah, best mystery thriller, I tried to read a couple this year, so let's see how many I have read. Oh, I have read the lisp is back. The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. I have read An Anonymous Girl. I have read The Silent Patient, The Lost Man, Lock Every Door, and Miracle Creek. Okay, I don't know if they're in order, probably not yet. So far, personally, I think I would have to vote for Miracle Creek by Angie. Technically, I feel like it's more of a literary fiction with a mystery, murder mystery in it. It reminded me a lot of Celeste Ng. When I do a video, like if you like this author, try this one, she will be the comparison because her writing style was very, very similar. And out of the other ones, there are a couple other ones I was looking at. I feel like a lot of people are going to vote for The Silent Patient because there's like 150,000 people that read it, or at least have said that they read it. And I was so disappointed by that one, but I think it's gonna be the one that wins. And I don't want it to happen. So I will be voting for Miracle Creek. Seriously, I'm telling you right now, I think it's going to win and I don't want it to win. But again, popularity contest. I felt like it's probably gonna be my most disappointing or worst books that I've read this year, but like the twist was just so incredibly obvious. The writing was so meh. And I actually only finished it because I was listening to it as an audiobook. I really don't get the hype for that one, that's for sure. As for the other ones, like if I have to choose like a runner-up, it would be To Turn the Key by Ruth Ware. I feel like she's really good at making like creating creepy kind of environment. This one is like a nanny that is sent to obviously a secluded house as always, and she has to take care of 2 kids, and the book begins and she's writing a letter to a lawyer basically asking for him to defend her that she did not kill one of the kids that she was responsible for. So like it's an interesting thing. The twist at the end was okay, but again, I enjoyed the way she writes it. Always, like all her books that I've read like 2 or 3 at this point, they're always like kind of creepy old houses type of thing, and she's good at it. So that would probably be my second place. Let me know, what would you vote for? And maybe which one I should add to my list for next year, because I will do a video, you know, announcing which book I choose for each category, but I will try to read a couple more than that just because I want to have options, right? So if I go for best historical fiction, I have a feeling I probably have read none. I have read Daisy Jones and the Six. Look at me, I have read an historical fiction. And that's the only one I've read, okay. I have a feeling it's probably gonna be the one winning just because everyone read it, because everyone liked The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which that one was so much better. I did enjoy it. I feel like it was way too short and like there was a little something missing. Like it felt really real, but there was something missing. I feel like that one, and is it The Huntress that I've seen everywhere? But yeah, I don't really feel comfortable voting for it because for me it was not a 5 stars and I have not read anything else. I'm trying not to cheat. But you know, next year I'll definitely have read more, so I'll be able to actually choose something. Now we're gonna go for best fantasy. Fantasy, mystery, and like sci-fi are the categories I will have something to say because I will have read hopefully a couple. Although I feel like for each of them I'm gonna be like, oh, I wanted to read like 10 more and I didn't have time for it. So best fantasy. The Priory of the Orange Tree. I feel like everyone's going to vote for that because it's the only one here that I'm seeing that is like, okay, most of them. I feel like the thing with fantasy and stuff like that is that it's usually series. So if you haven't read the first one, then you can't really vote for the next one, right? And I feel like sometimes like Sarah J Maas, for example, she would always win because everyone has read it type of thing, and becomes, again, popularity contest. People haven't necessarily read the next one, but they liked one, so they vote for her. Not a personal attack, I'm just saying as an example because I feel like, you know, there's a few of them like that. But the first one I'm seeing is The Priory of the Orange Tree, which I feel like is a standalone, and I've seen it quite a bit, so that might be something that would win because, once again, I feel like Goodreads tend to cater a lot to younger, like young adult books usually, and I feel like that one is kind of in between adult and YA, so that might be a contender here. I did read it, I did enjoy it. Magic for Liars is another one that I've read. Great idea, poor execution. Darkdawn by Jay Kristoff. Again, that's book 3 in a series, so that's going to be a little bit more complicated. I did not, I also read Holy Sister by Mark Lawrence, again, 3rd book in a series. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I am currently listening to it. I'm about 25% into it, so any day now I should be able to have an opinion. And I have also read The Dragon Republic. So far, if I had to vote for one, oh, it's hard. A lot of these are going to be my best or like most surprising books of the year, so it's tough. Out of the other ones, by the way, which one am I interested in reading? I'm supposed to read The Starless Sea like any day too. There's also Middlegame by Shannon McGuire. That's another one that I definitely will be reading next year if I don't do it before the end of the year. It is rough. Like, I need like a... I think I'm gonna have to vote for Holy Sister. It's rough because I really like the Poppy War series. I really like the Nevernight series, and then the Ancestor series, which is the one I just said I think I'm voting for. My issue though is that it wasn't 5 stars for me because the book was too short. I think it's like 350 pages, but it's written really big and everything. And frankly, I think there was like 100 pages missing. That's my opinion. With that said, I still think it's the best one of the 3. I really love the characters. I love the magic system. I love the world, and I want so much more. There is a new series coming out in April for my birthday. Thank you. So I'm looking forward to that, but I was a little bit disappointed because of that. But frankly, I just really, really enjoy it. If I had to choose number 2, I think it would be Darkdawn, maybe. But again, I feel like I had some last book of the Mistborn, the first Mistborn trilogy feels towards that ending. It was fine, it's just not my favorite, but once again, I love that world so much and I want more. Like Jay Kristoff, please. I want so much more from that world. But yeah, that would be my number 1, number 2. Which one are you voting for? I'm excited to hear what you guys are going to vote for. Now, sci-fi. Whee! A lot of you have been telling me that I've been like converting you to the dark side and I'm loving it. So I shall continue to promote sci-fi at every moment. Which one I did finish? I did read Exhalation. I did read The Test. I have read, what is it, like 70% of Wanderers? So I don't know if it counts, probably not. I have read Recursion by Blake Crouch. I have not read, oh, okay. I'm gonna start with the ones I have read first. I'm like so excited. I'm like, oh, I wanted to read that one. Doesn't count, Em. It doesn't count. Oh, okay. Those are the only ones that I've read. So I'm not counting Wanderers because I didn't finish it. So Exhalation, The Test, Recursion, only 3, Em? I am so disappointed in you. I can feel Snow Globe Emily judging me right now, which she can't be in here until my vlog goes up because she looks a little different. Ones that I am in the middle of / will read any minute now. One Word Kill by Mark Lawrence. I'm like halfway through it. It's on my phone. I tend to read it when I have nothing else with me. But I'm about halfway through it. Wanderers, like I said, any moment I shall finish it. I have To Be Thought If Fortunate by Becky Chambers, which again, it's tiny. I have no excuse, but I haven't finished it yet. Machines Like Me, I'm like one of the next ones on my library waiting list. It's been a long day. Children of Ruin, let's not even talk about it at this point. Shame on me. And how do you say it? Let me just put it on the screen because I'm gonna butcher that. Okay, so I will have a bunch of reading to do next year. Although so far, I think, is it the first one? This is How You Lose the Time War, which that sounds interesting. I hadn't heard of that, but it is now on my list. So if I had to vote right now for my winner, with the only ones that I have completed, Recursion by Blake Crouch. We have a complicated relationship. He's not aware of it, but we do. I love his newest work. I hate his old work. And Recursion is his newest book, so I love it. The first half, I was 100% sold on it. I do feel like his struggle is always the characters. The conversation with some of the women, like the women in the beginning of the book, I was like cringing a little bit at some of her dialogues. With that said, the second half was amazing. If you like sci-fi thrillers, you need to read that. Absolutely loved it. So yeah, it is going to be my winner for sci-fi. It is the one I'm currently voting for. We'll see again next year if I vote for something else or if it's still the best one. But yeah, let me know which one you are voting for. Next we have horror, which is where I am cringing because they put The Institute by Stephen King in there because Stephen King. The Institute, I just finished it and I'm telling you, not horror at all. So I don't know who's doing that list, but weird. The only other one I have read is Growing Things by Paul Tremblay, which I'm not sure it counts because I DNF'd it because I didn't like it. So the ones that I'm hoping to read anytime now, there is Fool Hill's book. I can't say it with my Invisalign. Not happening. So that one. I have The Invited, which I was supposed to get it like any moment now for the other book. I would have read it this month, but I accidentally deleted it from my waiting list. I had been looking also at The Need, but yeah, I'm not sure. Let me know. I feel like horror isn't my main genre, so I'm open to your recommendations / I will read whichever the winner is. Let me check quickly the other categories. I'm not sure which one I have read any. Best nonfiction, I have read nothing. Okay, I see. I had seen actually the cover of The Witches Are Coming, which I'm like, I'm on the Witches Cook right now, so maybe I shall read you. And oh, there was the Stay Sexy and Don't Get Murdered, which everyone was telling me I needed to listen to the podcast before. So confirm or infirm in the comment section, please. So yeah, so far, none. I think it's gonna be like that for a lot of categories, like Best Memoir, which I have read none. I will read some next year. Aha, Best Science and Technology. I haven't read a lot actually, but it's one of my favorite categories to check. I feel like I'm so like back and late that I read a couple every year, but like it's never the newest one. Which one am I interested in though? Oh, wasn't the Hot Zone? I had started it, but I guess this is like a second one, or is it a new? Did they redo it? The Crisis in the Red Zone. I thought it was a. Oh my. Goodreads is like full capacity right now. I think people are voting. Okay, so that one, I shall be reading this. I also wanted to read the Unhabitable Earth, which my name is already on the waiting list. Same thing with The Body, Invisible Women. I put also Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs, which I have no idea what it is about, but I don't care. I will read it. So again, let me know if there's any other ones that you think I would enjoy. But again, I will be reading the winner and probably a couple more next year. But those are the ones that currently have caught my eye and that I have put my name on the waiting list at the library if they are available already. Best History and Biography. I don't think I have read any of them. Nope. So I will wait for a winner and read the winner and maybe one or two more next year. Best Young Adult Fiction. Did I read any this year? Really? None? I didn't read a lot of YA this year. I do feel like, well, I feel like I've read technically less than usual because of everything has been going on, the move, the surgery, but I'm surprised none. So I shall read one or two, but the ones that I had been planning on reading, there was Two Can Keep a Secret and On the Come Up. Those are the two that were on my list, but I guess I didn't get a chance to get to them. In the Best Debut Novel section, which one did I read? I read The Silent Patient and Miracle Creek. Those are the only two I have read. So since I've already talked about them, we know that right now I would vote for Miracle Creek. The two other ones, I mentioned them in other categories, but otherwise there's nothing else really that was on my list. So again, let me know, but I will read the winner, whichever it is. And I believe this is the last category I will be voting for. There is Best Young Adult Fantasy and Sci-Fi, which one did I read? Damn, I'm really disappointed. None? In my defense, which one am I planning to read / have started? King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. Never got around to reading it this year. The Toll by Neil Schusterman. That will happen before the end of the year, I'm telling you right now, but didn't pick it up. The Gilded Wolves, I was looking into it, but I never picked it up. Sorcery of Thorns should be something I read eventually, maybe this year, maybe next year. I was looking at Call Down the Hawk, but I never finished the Raven Boy series, so probably not. I am in the middle of The Secret Commonwealth, so I will have read one. I don't know if I will vote for it because I need to love it for that to happen, but you know. And I had started For Dead Queens, but I haven't finished it. So which of the ones was I interested in? Yeah, I think those are the main ones so far. So those are my votes. Those are the books that I have read. Which one would I vote for the ones I'm allowed to? Obviously, everyone is allowed to do whatever they want, but I just wanted to know your opinions. Which books are you planning on voting for? Are you putting some rules for yourself, or do you just vote because sometimes you don't want someone else to win? So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this very relaxed, casual chit-chat video. Again, let's talk about it in the comment section. Can't wait to discuss it with you. Thumbs up, subscribe. Are you excited for next year Goodreads reading challenge? Are you going to do it with me? Don't forget to subscribe. More videos on the screen, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. It looks like I'm giving everyone the finger. I am super nice.